Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to The Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. For more information on increasing your cash flow, becoming your own money manager, and to schedule your complimentary personal finance strategy, contact the Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680.
Hello, everybody. My name is Orissa, and I'm the owner of Three Hues Painting Studio, where we paint, sip, and party. You have tuned into Three Hues. We're talking about art, wine, and culture. And we're going to talk about a little bit of culture today, like we pretty much always do in art and wine. Like, it's going to be freaking awesome. But you know what else we're going to talk about today? No? You didn't guess? We're going to talk about, can I say sex? Baby, talk about you, and not really, but just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay. Yeah, we're going to go back to the therapy thing. Anyway, so we have a special guest here today. All right. And she's going to, help us with our conversation about sex and relationships and art therapy, all that good stuff. And we're going to taste a little bit of wine and all that good stuff, all that great jazz, And she is the founder and the co-host of Room for Relations. You can guess what that's about. And she's also the co-founder of Melanin and Mental Health. All right. I said that right. It's like almost sort of a tongue twister. Can you say that 3 times? Melanin, Mental Health, Melanin, I don't know. Something like that. Anyway, we have Miss Eboni Harris.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here, girlfriend.
Yes,
we are going
I'm
to
excited.
have a great show today.
I'm excited.
I'm excited to have you.
Yes.
Thank you
Yes,
for being
yes.
here. So you can tell us a little bit more about yourself. You are a sex and relationship therapist. That's your specialty.
Yes.
Yes.
So my name is Eboni Harris. I am a relationship therapist in Houston, Texas, and the Woodlands. I focus on helping couples with communication and intimacy in their relationships. I also am the founder and host of Room for Relations, Sex and Relationship Podcast, where we discuss everything from the first date to the last orgasm. Oh. I am also co-founder of Melanin and Mental Health, which is a movement that we're starting to really push mental health awareness within minority communities.
Oh, cool.
So that is what I'm doing. That was my website.
That was your website. So yeah, let's put up your website again. Room for Relations. Like that's a really cool.
Yes.
Podcast.
Yes, I have
that I'm going
podcasts.
to-
We have blogs. People write stories about relationship, sex, family, all of those things. Our latest story outside of the podcast was about a young man who talked about how the church failed his mom during her depression. So we have people sharing stories all the time on there. Yes.
And you help people.
I help
It is
people.
so refreshing. Like it's it feels good like to help other people, or you're dedicating your life
Right.
to others.
Yes.
It's a very selfless thing.
Yes.
I'm like, everybody used to come to me with their problems and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to be a therapist when I grow up. I'm going to be a counselor. I'm going to help people.
That's the first sign.
I mean, I think it could be like a very hard job because you're taking over like everybody else's stresses, really.
Yeah.
Like, how does that make you
You
feel
have
like?
You
Or how do
really
deal with
have
that?
to know how to kind of disconnect. I work with a diverse population. My main thing is relationship therapy, but I also work with teens that have been abused, LGBT community, infidelity, things like that. And so it is a lot to take on sometimes, and really, especially when you dig into people's histories and the things that they've dealt with in childhood and how it affects them now. So it is a lot, but I have learned how to compartmentalize, and when I'm in session, I'm focused, I'm making sure that I'm present for my clients. And then when I leave, I'm able to really kind of disconnect and not have that follow me with me, which can be a problem sometimes, because I tend to forget certain things sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, that's why I take really good notes. Good talent. Good, good. Because I completely kind of let it go. Those are not my issues. I'm there to help, but I'm not there to take on their problems. And so, yeah.
I think that's a talent.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I it's really hard for me not to like sympathize, with them, and and I mean, of course, that's a good thing to sympathize, but I'll go home with it. I feel like I go home with it. So kudos to you to be able to do that. And I mean, you're dedicating your life to others. It's very, like I said, it's very selfless, and I enjoy it though. Very commendable.
I do like it. It's not like it's just the hardest job in the world. It can be emotionally taxing, but I really do like it. So I enjoy my job.
Yeah, I mean, some people can do it, some people can't.
Yeah.
So
do what you love.
Yes, do what you love.
Yes,
you love helping people. So that's freaking awesome. All right. So you're in the Woodlands. You're also in Houston.
Yes.
Do you like travel or anything? Like what type of services do you? You kind of said like who you work with,
right?
But I guess, do you just work out of your office? Do you travel places? Okay, only your office.
I do in my office, private practice. I don't take insurance. I'm out of network, so clients have to pay my full rate, and if they need reimbursement or something like that, I give them a receipt so they can get it from their insurance companies. Okay. I also do premarital work, and so that is not so strict where I don't necessarily have to be in my office. I can do like Skype and things like that, but mainly I work out of my offices in the Woodlands in Houston.
Okay, and just to let you know, we do have we're on Facebook Live, so anybody that's watching on Facebook Live, you are more than welcome to ask us any questions. I'm really interested in to see if you guys have any questions, but ask away.
Yes,
ask away. We're here for you. And if you don't catch the show, you have to catch a little bit later. Okay, so you said you do premarital. Is it classes or therapy? Like
I do premarital counseling. So you take a test before you come to me, and then we go over the areas that you need the most work with, your relationship, whatever areas y'all need the most help with. And so and then we go through those different areas and kind of talk about it and try to get you guys in a better path as far as like having a good foundation in the beginning of the marriage.
Good. So. And how long is that usually?
For me, it's 6 to 8 hours. So that's normally like 4 or 5 sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people are different though.
Okay. So you like, so the people who need a lot of help is a lot more hours for them, right?
Well, usually I'll stick to
every week. It's going to be 16 hours for you. It's going to be a little extra.
Right. I tell them for premarital, it's 6 to 8. If you need to come back for therapy, because premarital, I do a discount. So if you need more help, then you come back and pay my full rate.
Okay.
So yes, I will let them know, like, maybe you don't need it now, but maybe in a year you'll start noticing these signs.
Yeah.
And so because with the test that they take, the assessment, and then with me talking to them, I'm pretty good at predicting like the issues that they're going to have later on in a relationship. So I'll say like in 2 years, once, that starts to get on your nerves, and once, this becomes a bigger issue. Because a lot of times when we're getting married, we're like, oh no, we're so happy and everything's so great. That's fine. But in 2 years, just come talk to me when, those things have kind of come to a head. So yeah.
Okay. So, I know that you get a discount when you do those classes or, counseling, sessions, whatever. So do you offer that discount too? Do you have like certification for?
Yes, I'm
for like the Texas thing.
Yes, I work with Together in Texas, and so if you come to me to do premarital counseling, then you get a discount on your wedding license, your marriage license, and you also get it that same day as opposed to having to wait. I think the 3 days that you normally have to wait.
Cool.
So,
oh, really? Okay.
Some benefits to doing premarital.
Yeah.
They try to make it beneficial so people can actually get the help.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so 16 hours, because most of you guys would probably need a lot of help out there. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. 5 to 8 hours, you can contact her to, if you need a little bit of premarital counseling. And I think it's good, like people who don't even think that they need it, it's just good just to get it all out.
Right.
Like, because there's things that you don't even think about when you're, about to get married that you
definitely
need to get out.
Definitely.
I mean, even like chores, just chores.
Combining lifestyles.
Yes. I mean, I just want to say this real quick. It's like, it's a little personal, but my boyfriend, he told me he expects not to do any chores when he get married.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's all. I'm just like, I don't want to. Okay. So that's something, we would need to talk about.
Right. Y'all have to make that decision.
We need to talk about that.
And what that would look like. I mean, if it works for you, then that's good, right? If you're okay with that, like, okay, well, I just need you to do these things and I'll work on the chores.
So,
but if it doesn't work,
the trash, that would be for my son, I guess, and yeah. So anyway,
she's like, we don't have to go there. This doesn't have to turn into a counseling
That's something
session.
that we would need to get out in premarital counseling. So we need to come to you.
Yes.
So I'm curious about your assessment. Did you get your assessment from somewhere, or did you create it yourself?
Yes. No, it's an assessment that's already been around. It's called Prepare and Rich.
Oh.
And so it's it takes about 30 minutes to do, and it feeds me this report that basically shows like what areas they're compatible on and what areas they're not compatible on based on their answers. Okay. So whatever they have, you can tell which ones they've never discussed. Yeah. Sometimes people discuss things in the very beginning of the relationship and never talk about it again, and you can kind of tell that because people change over time. And
so it's like they take two separate tests. They don't take it together.
They take two separate tests, and then I get all the answers there. And so based on that, that determines what we actually talk about in the premarital sessions. And I'm actually working on an online course for people that just don't want to actually come in and have to see me for an hour. They can actually do it at their own pace, but it'll be based on that same assessment. And you take the assessment, and then you can go in and kind of go through the course for the ones that you actually need.
Yeah. Okay, that's really cool. I like that. Developing your own thing.
Yes.
You don't have to. I don't even have to listen to you. You can go online and do some stuff.
Right.
So, I can imagine it's really interesting too, though.
No, yeah, I love it. It's very interesting, especially like I said, when we're in that part, when couples get to the point of deciding to get married, they're in usually a good space, right?
Yeah.
And so I think they sometimes get frustrated when I'm like pointing out like, well, y'all haven't discussed this, and what do you think about that? And things like that. But there are things that you have to talk about that will eventually come together. So you need to go ahead and get that out there when you can.
Yeah.
But with the course, like they'll have the option of either just going through the course by themselves, or they can do it with me a couple of but it's a little bit more expensive, of course. But they can do it with me there to give them like a very curated, I guess, course just for them.
That's a really smart thing to do, to create a product, you know, because so many people can, they can reach out. They can have that product right in their hands versus even having to, drive and all that stuff to you and stuff. And some people, they feel a little intimidated by talking to somebody and stuff, especially guys.
Yes.
No, especially guys. I think they have more of a problem talking about their feelings and stuff like that, and we can talk about that too. But even finances, that's the number one reason for divorce, right? And so you have to touch on that, and talk about that.
Definitely.
And this part of the show is sponsored by Houston Housewives of Finance. Did you know that only 4 states in the U.S. offer financial education? 33%, or more than 77 million of Americans, don't pay their bills on time. 39 of Americans carry credit card debt from month to month. And 39 of adults say that they don't even have enough money in their savings. Don't become one of these statistics. Let Houston Housewives of Finance advise you on increasing your cash flow and becoming your own money manager by scheduling your complimentary personal financial strategy. Contact Houston Housewives of Finance today at 1-844-700-4463 or email them at Email them at info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. Ask them how you can participate in a financial literacy workshop near you in Houston. I'm like jumbling this all up. My bad. Houston Housewives of Finance are the new faces of new age of financial services. Hook them up today. Calm. Anyway, so we are still going to drink all this wine. All of it. We are like sipping. This is like, so we've already had almost half a bottle.
Don't put that on me.
Okay, so that's what I'm gonna blame it on, the alcohol. Okay, yeah. Let me just. All right. So anybody on Facebook? Hey, what up, Brandy? Thanks for tuning in. You got a question, girl? Let us know your question, because we're about to head out in a second. Are we saying goodbye? All right, guess what? We have to say goodbye. So, if Brandy, if you want to just ask a question real quick, or somebody, that's cool, because I'm really interested to know y'all's questions. And then if you're not able to, get a question in right now, you can always email us at 3hues@thesphere.tv. You can hit us up on social media at thesphere TV. You can also hit me up at 3hues on all social media. We're on iTunes, we're on Stitcher, we're on Google Play, we're on all this stuff, you know what I'm saying? Just like hit us up anywhere on the internet, of course, thesphere.tv. All right. So subscribe to us on all these major platforms. All right. You can also review us, give us some feedback, constructive feedback. If you don't want to, if you can't catch the whole show, which right now, you're on Facebook, you're not really catching the whole show. You can go online and catch the whole show. All right. But you can also donate to our mission by going to thesphere.tv/donate. Sorry, I don't know what's wrong with my words. Hey, I'm going to blame it on alcohol. All right. But just hit us up anywhere. What?
Words are hard sometimes.
Right. I don't know.
I completely understand.
It happens.
I get it.
Thanks. All right. So we're going to tell you about the first wine that we're drinking, and then once we're done, we'll go ahead and go to the second one. But bye-bye, Facebook people. The first one is going to be a red blend. It's a red blend. It's a Shiraz and Cabernet Sauvignon. It's really good. Very rich. Very bold. Oh. So what would you have to say about this one?
I enjoy it. My favorite red is always a Cabernet.
Oh, yeah?
But this is really good. I really enjoy it.
Do you feel like it has a lot of Cabernet? It's like you could taste. Can you taste
it?
Or you can taste a little bit of the...
I can. I taste it. Yeah. It's not as dry, but I can still taste it, yes.
All right. So this has hints of dark chocolates, some licorice. I don't even like licorice, but this is like really good. Some raspberry, strawberry notes. It's a little fruit forward, not too fruit forward, but just a little bit. Not too sweet though. It's not like a Moscato or anything. Okay, we have some blackberry and plum in it. Really good stuff. This is a Sideshow Southeast Australia. All right, let's get that right there. All right, so you can check that out. It was bottled in California. 13.5 alcohol. I always have to tell you guys that because I wanted to let you know how lit we're going to get. Yeah.
It's very important.
The next one is it's 12%. So yeah. So do you think wine can enhance a relationship?
So there's been a study, and I don't want to do this, but there have been studies that have shown that if you are compatible in your drinking levels, then it's fine. It's when you're incompatible, when one person drinks more than the other, that it causes problems. So alcohol really is not a problem.
Or less. Like, why aren't you drinking with me?
Right. Exactly.
No, I'm kidding.
Or the judgment of, oh, you drink all the time. And
Yeah.
it's kind of like, okay, but it's fine. I'm not getting drunk. I just enjoy the taste of wine or beer or whatever you drink. So, yeah.
Yeah. So did they tell you, like, did the study say anything about liquor versus wine?
It did not. It did not say which one was better.
All right.
It did not say which is better for the relationship.
It's like, do I need the hard stuff to deal with people?
Right.
Or do I, need the stuff that kind of is soothing? The classy way to get drunk. Just, sorry. Something like that. Anyway.
Makes you look fancy when you drink wine and get drunk.
Hello. Just don't hold it like this. It drives me crazy. Don't do that. Don't hold it. Okay, I'm done. All right. Anyway, so we'll talk about the other one because we need to finish this.
So we have to finish this and then go to the other one?
Yeah. Because,
I didn't know that.
you know what? I probably shouldn't have given you so much. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I know you said you like a cab, and so I'm like, girl, we'll drink up. Let's do this. And that wasn't really what I was supposed to do. Okay. So anyway, so how long have you been a therapist?
I have been a therapist for 6 years.
Oh.
I've been in mental health for over 10 years. I started working at residential treatment centers with kids that had autism or emotional disturbances and things like that. And then went into teaching. And I worked at a mental hospital with adults that were arrested for a crime but were found incompetent, so they couldn't stand trial because their mind wasn't there enough for them to know what was going on. So I worked on a competency unit helping them get competent so they could stand trial. And then while I was there, I started school and started my counseling career there. So
do you think people can actually black out, like being so angry or something like that? You do believe that?
Yes.
I think so.
I think our bodies protect us sometimes, and it takes over. So if you, depending on your emotional state or what's going on, definitely your body will take over and just do what it needs to do to survive that moment. So yes,
that is really crazy. Sometimes I just think about different cases that I've heard, and they're like, man, it was just a blackout. I don't even remember what happened, and I just really, I don't know, it's just really interesting. I would think about like personal stuff sometimes. I'm I can share everything with y'all. Sure. I didn't black out, I don't kill nobody or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, just thinking about stuff.
But people have trauma. People have things happening, and if you ask them 3 months later, they have no recollection of it.
Really?
And again, that's just your body like trying to help you, emotionally, stay content and put you in a better place. Because if you remember every single thing that happened to you, that can cause you re-traumatize yourself all the time. So
yeah. So with the mind, I always think it's a very interesting thing. You can know, like when you know, like the power of your mind, there's so many different things that you can do with it. You can actually, like, there's people out there, and I remember somebody else they would lie to themselves so much that they would believe it. And it's I'm like, oh my gosh, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually believe it because they lied to themselves so much, or they practice this lie, they actually believe it. And in their eyes, it's true.
Right.
And but I mean, just imagine though, the things that you could do if you do it in a positive way.
Yeah.
Like people talk about affirmations and stuff. And then if you just use that in a positive way and just like, I am an artist. I am an artist. I can do this. I can draw. I can make these lines, a straight line and stuff, but,
right.
I mean, it's really cool, just, what you can do with your mind if you just, actually, repeat things to yourself. And, neurolinguistics, is that kind of like what it is? Or I've heard of that term, and I've almost read into it, but not all the way.
I'm not 100% sure, but I do agree that the mind is flexible and it can go one way or the other. And so a lot of times when we're talking about like mental illness or even just struggles that you have, it really is, you can trick your mind into doing a lot of things. You can trick your mind into working in the manner that you want it to work. And so when I work with people that have like anxiety or depression and things like that, and if it's mild enough where they don't necessarily need medication, it's really about retraining your mind and retraining your body to kind of react in the manner that you want to in these different situations. So yeah, definitely it's flexible.
Recently I watched a show on Oprah, Super Soul Sundays, I think. And Tony Robbins was on there.
Okay.
And he was talking about depression. And you tell me what you think he said. He said that if you're depressed, you're really selfish because you are not, I'm just saying what Tony said, so I want to know your response. But he said you're being very selfish because you're not thinking about anybody else other than yourself. You can't get your mind off of anybody else except yourself. How do you feel about that statement?
I disagree. Depression is a chemical imbalance. Like you can see that the chemicals are not at the levels that they're supposed to be. So when people are in a depressed mood, their mind is basically telling them there's no other option. And so to say that they're being selfish, like they can't even control their thoughts about a depression. So no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's
not.
And
I mean, I've heard that it's a chemical impression. So it's not just them being sad about something and staying sad about something.
Their levels are literally off and they cannot control it. And so, yes, like I said, there are ways to retrain the brain. And also, medication is a way to kind of fix it. But to just, it's kind of like when people tell somebody that's in a depressed mood, like snap out of it.
Yeah.
Their brain cannot even understand that there are other options.
Right.
Like this is where I'm at right now and that's all I see. So
I had a friend recently, she said she couldn't get out of bed. She just let her house go. Her sister had to come help her, like, with the house and the kids and stuff. She was just out of it. She was so bad. She said she didn't even know if she was able to even get out of it as far as like getting better. 'Cause she's been depressed before and stuff like that, but this one was just way too long for her. So it was bipolar. They diagnosed her with bipolar depression.
Right.
Yeah. So, I felt bad. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you have to be careful with that one because with bipolar, a lot of times people are worried about when somebody's in a depressed mood as far as like suicide. But usually when they're depressed, they don't have the energy. But once they become that manic, then they'll get the energy to, attempt. So you have to be really careful with bipolar. Yeah.
So we were talking about the depression. Well, actually, before we do talk about that, let's, talk about how this portion of the show is sponsored by The Sphere. Go figure. Are you starting a business and looking for a place to advertise? Do you need a place to reach out to thousands of people worldwide while building your brand and sell a product? Yeah. If so, your product placement and advertising needs are handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the U.S., as well as modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with our strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send us an email at advertise@thesphere.tv. All right.
Perfect.
Okay. The Sphere. Call us. Okay. So we're talking about mental health. Why do you think it's important for like people to be helping mental health? I mean, do you have to wait for you to have a problem to talk to somebody? Or do you just, it's just good just to have somebody kind of like in your back pocket?
I think it's good to have someone available, and you don't necessarily have to have a therapist. I believe in support systems. And so when I work with my clients, a lot of times what I'm working on is making sure that they have a system in place so they don't have to be in therapy long term. I want to get them to a better place. I want to help them kind of get out of whatever state they're in. But the goal is to give you the skills and make sure that you have a support system that can help you down the line if those same problems occur.
Yeah, the right support system.
The right support system. Yes.
Yeah.
But going to therapy or seeking help or anything like that, it's not based on like the struggles or like, oh, life is so bad, now I'm going to seek help. A lot of times, especially when I work with couples, I'll tell them like, come see me early, because it's a lot easier to help you earlier on than after 10 years of like drama and pain and hurt and resentment and all those things. It's a lot harder at that point. So if you come to me on year 2 when you're struggling as opposed to year 10, we can get in and out really quickly, right? But when you're 10 years in with everything that comes in marriage and relationships, it's a lot harder to kind of dig through all of those things that you've developed within the relationship.
So do you have a lot of girlfriends that like call you like all the time about their relationships? Are you the go-to person?
I am, and I don't even think it's because I'm a relationship therapist. I just think I'm a good listener. So I don't know. So yes, I definitely have a lot of friends that will just anytime something's going on. I actually had a friend today who called me and like she told me, what was going on, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry to hear that. She was like, no, I need therapist, Ebony. And I'm like, you're not paying me though.
Right. That's like I was gonna ask, like, do you feel like you need to charge them?
Right. I can't charge them, it's illegal. But if you buy me a bottle of wine or something like that, then we can call it even, like we're good.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I definitely have friends, male and female friends that will come to me before they talk to anybody else to discuss whatever they have going on.
Okay.
So I have to definitely set some boundaries sometimes.
Yeah.
And,
I was like, dude,
I'm not your therapist.
Like you call me every week about the same thing.
Right.
Stop it.
Right. This is not my job to talk to you. So
it's not my job.
Yes.
Somebody's got to do it.
And you should go talk to somebody.
Talk to somebody else about it.
All
right. Since we've drank like this whole bottle, like, don't judge us. No, we didn't drink the whole bottle. We're going to go ahead and taste the second one. All right. So this second one, y'all kind of like remember this label. We had a Cabanero, and it was a jalapeno. It was a jalapeno cab. So I saw this and I was like, shut the heck up. They have a white one like that, Anyway, so it is, I thought it was a Pinot. Was it Pinot Grigio for some reason? Let me see. It just says premium wine jalapeno. I could have swore I said it. It was with the Pinot Grigio.
It probably is jalapeno. That's how they spell it, so I'm assuming it's a Pinot.
Yo, that's I feel like I've seen it somewhere. That was
I've never seen
that
it before.
sounds right, like Pinot jalapeno. I got that. You said it. She said that. Okay, I'll give you some.
Thank you.
All right, you're so welcome. That's how we do here in the Sphere. We're gonna get you lit. We're gonna get you right, girlfriend. And we're gonna taste this. I know we have a little bit of red in there, so it's almost like a rosé. That's not true. That is not true. We are not making a rosé. It's a little spicy.
Yes, I love jalapenos though. Like
Yeah?
jalapeno margaritas are my favorite, so this is so tasty to me.
Jalapeno margaritas.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever had that before.
They're so delicious.
I've had like spicy martinis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, spicy martinis.
Yeah.
That sounds good. All right, so let me taste this thing. All right, look at that. And it is chilled, so. Oh, that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like that one as much.
You don't like the spice in the back of your throat?
No, I like it really tastes like a jalapeno. Like, it's not even a spicy thing. It's almost like I'm drinking jalapeno juice
Right.
with liquor.
Well, no, it tastes like.
I mean, you know what? I smelled it first, and that's what you're supposed to do is, smell it first. And it smells like pure jalapeno, doesn't it? No?
I have a horrible sense of smell, though. Let me start there.
Yeah, it kind of
Because I'm like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it kind of stinks to me.
It's delicious to me. I love it.
You're not really supposed to do that. I don't know if I like this one as much.
Oh.
I mean, I do like that the finish is a spicy finish.
Yes.
And, if you really like them like spicy foods, this is a great wine for that. Did I say that? You like spicy foods?
I don't think you should
All
drink
right, I
the
don't think
spicy
you should
wine
be
with the
drinking
spicy
that,
food,
but-
though. But if
Yeah,
you enjoy,
I mean,
if you enjoy spicy
Yeah,
food,
'cause I always say that you should have something to neutralize it.
Right, right.
And so like a pasta with a cream sauce would help. Ooh, like a salmon with a cream sauce.
something kind of simple.
Sounds okay. Sorry. I guess I'm hungry. I haven't had lunch today, so I skipped that part. No time. You cannot have any wine. Producer back here, he's not old enough to drink wine. You just learn about it right now. You can have some later. All right. Anyway, so this is it's really interesting. It says that you can have like a wedge of pepper jack cheese with it. It almost tastes like pepper jack.
It does. I would agree.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, it
would probably taste delicious
very
with pepper jack.
Interesting. Spicy food lovers. That's what they say. That. But it is bottled in California. So if you're a spicy type person, you should try this one. I think I'm actually going to stick with the cab with this one. And you are more than welcome to take that home. Try to pair it with some things,
It's the best podcast ever.
I'm still going to sip on it,
You're gonna finish your glass though.
I'm gonna finish my glass.
Okay.
Now it's a party foul to waste the wine. You can't.
I would
You can't
agree.
do that.
Yes.
You can't do that. Yeah, I'm tasting. I'm just kind of like it. Almost tastes like they said jalapeno, the pepper jack cheese.
Yeah.
I'm like this almost tastes like pepper jack cheese. No, but I'm sure a cheese would really go well with this, and that will kind of help even it out. I mean, cheese goes well with almost any wine, but it's good creamy cheese. Yeah, like a creamy cheese would be good. Some crackers and some jalapeno. Well, I don't know. It says jalapeno.
Was the Cabanera? What's it called?
Cabanero?
Cabanera. Was that one very spicy or?
It was spicy. I really liked it.
Oh, but you like that one.
I really
Okay.
liked that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. This one just, I think, maybe because it was a different pepper.
Okay.
It was a different,
Oh,
it was like a chili pepper, I think.
Not a
And then this
habanero.
one on a jalapeno, because I really, that jalapeno is so strong. You know what I'm really curious about? Cooking with it. That might be pretty. So my experiment.
We're just gonna take it home and drink it. You don't even have to think about it.
Just
It's
let me know. Let me know. I mean, if you do anything interesting with it,
Yes.
let me know.
I will
What
tell
you
you.
pair it with, you gotta just let me know, okay?
I do have some salmon
All
at
right.
home, so that might be what it is.
Sounds good,
That might be
girl.
what it is tonight.
All right, and if you want to invite me over, I know you were you driving from the Woodlands today?
No, I actually was downtown.
Okay.
I live close to downtown Houston.
Okay,
Yeah.
still a little far, but you can invite me over. I do drive. I have a car. I have gas right now. No, I'm kidding. Anyways,
I can make it
today I do today.
Yes.
No, but. So let's get back to
Okay.
this mental health thing. You have an organization, and it's called Melanin and Mental Health. Melanin and Mental Health. Melanin and Mental Health. Melanin and Mental Health.
You did it fast.
I thought it was like more of a tongue twister because I'm like melanin.
Yes.
And all right, anyway. So you want to tell us a little bit more about your organization?
Yes. Okay. So Melanin and Mental Health, it's I wouldn't even call it an organization because at this point we just got started maybe a month ago. Me and my co-founder Elisa Boquin.
Ooh, I like that name.
I know, I love her name. It's so fancy. I called her Eliza for like 6 months and then I found out her name was Lisa and I was like, what the heck? So me and her just met just last year and would like talk and we would discuss like our struggles. She's a Latina therapist, and of course I'm a Black therapist.
No.
And so we would just,
I'm kidding.
and we would just discuss the struggles of being a minority in therapy and working with different clients, and even our struggles trying to find our own therapist, you know, because as therapists I promote therapy and I think people should go, and you don't have to be going through a difficult time to go. You can just go just to try to better yourself. And so trying to find a therapist, and I wanted a therapist that looked like me, and the difficulties that we had in that. And so we wanted to kind of put something out there just to see who would be interested. Like we had no clue what we were doing. It was just kind of like, hey, she came up with melanin and mental health, and it was like, let's just start this page. And we put a whole bunch of information out there about minority communities and how mental health affects those communities. And we had our first meetup, I think last month, at the beginning of last month, and we thought it was going to be like me and her.
So, so when you say meetup, you're on meetup.com?
No, we just went through
Okay.
Facebook. We
Okay.
literally had a group, and then it was like, hey, we're having a meetup. If it was basically for us to meet each other's network. So like I would invite a couple therapists that I knew. She would invite. I knew she would invite therapists that she knew, and that was it. So we thought it was gonna be like 5 or 6 people, and it ended up being close to 30 people that showed up.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we have our next one this
need.
Friday, and we already have like over 50 people signed up. 100 and something people are interested. So we were like, we have to do something with this.
Wow.
So we are working to make a space where it's a lot easier for people that are looking for therapists to find a therapist that looks like them. So we're trying to create a website that has that there, as well as having events for the community to learn more about mental health and to make the minority communities more aware of like mental health, and try to reduce the stigma that goes with that.
Right.
Excuse me, and helping those therapists, those minority therapists, develop themselves, and even if you're not a minority therapist but you want to work in that community, making sure that they're culturally competent in understanding like microaggressions, because there are so many horrible stories of clients in session that have microaggressions from their therapist, and so we don't want that microaggression. So like if somebody comes and says, "Oh, can I touch your hair? That's your hair," or
Like,
racism. Why do you
move around? Don't be touching on me and stuff like that.
Or you bring up race a lot. Race shouldn't be an issue. Why does race matter for you? Things like that, where it's kind of like you're diminishing the person's experiences. Or you're saying small little, it's not like blatant racism, right? But it's those small things that make the minority uncomfortable. It's like when a man will call you sweetheart at work or something like that.
So you're talking about therapists doing these things, not the client.
Therapists doing these things too. And I've had clients
do that to you too.
Make comments toward me about race and things like that. So just kind of having that available for therapists that may be struggling with that, but also helping therapists that are not minorities kind of understand how those things do affect the clients. Because you come to this place wanting to feel safe, and when they kind of negate or diminish what you're going through, like, everything doesn't need to be a race issue.
Sorry.
When that happens, it kind of takes you out of that moment of like trying to get the help, because this person has just told me whatever I'm experiencing, it does not matter,
Right.
So really trying to help with that overall, like I said, with the clinicians and within the community as well.
I love that. I love that. That's great.
So
people can reach out to you on social media.
Social media, Melanin and Mental Health, Melanin Health on Twitter, but everywhere else is Melanin and Mental Health. And then they can also go to the website, go to bit.ly/melanin MH, capital M, capital H. And you can sign up for our newsletter. We're going to be debuting our website in like 3 weeks, if I could get it together. 2 or 3 weeks. So if you go ahead and go to the website now, it's like I said, bit.ly/melanin MH, and it's capital M, capital H. And if you go there, then you can sign up for the newsletter and be in the know of when we're doing these different events and things like that. And we're starting in Houston, but we definitely want it to be, worldwide. We're trying to grow it from Houston, and so I would encourage, even if you don't live in Houston, to go ahead and sign up for it and just get on a newsletter so you can know what's going on. We have some cool
and so you always keep up with her, Eboni Harris MA, on all social media. So anything that she's doing, you can just contact her directly, and if you don't see the website up right now, you'll see it up later.
That's Elisa. That's me and Elisa.
Okay. All right.
Yes. That's us.
Look, I know him.
Y'all see Gary in the corner?
G Lee. Shout out to G Lee.
Yes.
All right. I love it. I love it.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So, you can keep with her on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All the social media is the same.
All the same.
So, you can find out all that information.
Yes.
And then, you can also go to Melanin, capital H, capital M.
Capital M, capital H.
MH. That's what I said, but
Yes.
I didn't really say that. But
Just
thanks for
backwards,
correcting
but yes,
me. Yeah.
yes, yes,
Hey, I'm dyslexic. Do you help with that too?
I do not.
Okay. Darn. No,
I know somebody that does, but I do not.
So,
I am not a
So,
literacy.
hey, she gives referrals
Yes,
as well.
Yes.
So
I always tell
hit her
people,
up.
contact me and just let me know. I've always wanted to just be a resource, right? So just tell me what you need, and I will try to find someone. Because I don't work with kids. Let me put that out there. I
But
do
you
not
used to work with kids. You have an
I
experience.
did, but I have moved away from that.
I
And so, but I know plenty of play therapists, plenty of therapists that work with younger kids. I tend to work with like 15 and older. But yeah, just let me know what you need, and I can always try to refer you out to somebody. That's my goal, is to kind of be a resource to people. I want people to not be afraid to seek help.
Okay, and so if they talk to you longer than how many minutes will you start charging?
10 minutes.
10 minutes. There you go.
You
10
get a
minutes.
free 10-minute consultation.
59. Hang up. Okay, that's it. No.
Yes. You get a free 10-minute consultation. Yes.
Okay, so you know art therapists.
I do know art therapists.
You know
I do know
what do you
art
think about art
therapists.
therapy?
I think it's amazing because I feel like there's so many ways to communicate and express yourselves, and sometimes we don't have the language
Yeah.
to really express like what I'm feeling. But if I can draw this picture, it speaks.
Expresses, yeah, how you
It
feel.
really expresses those feelings, and helping you understand it, or even hearing other people's interpretation of it, can unlock some things for you.
Yeah.
So I definitely think art therapy is amazing, and you have to. You don't even have to be a creative person, because I've done some art therapy.
Yeah.
Like, I can't draw. I'm not the most creative when it comes to like that type. My mom is an amazing artist. I'm not, my sister can draw, but I just lost that gene. But you don't even need that, because when you just start kind of doing certain things, it's kind of like, oh, why'd you put that there? And why'd you, like, people can unlock some amazing things doing art therapy.
Definitely.
Yes.
Picasso, he said that we're all artists and then we grow up.
Yes.
But everybody used to have a story. Like when you were younger, when you drew, you had a story behind everything that you drew. And at first, it's like, oh, this is my mom and this is my dad, and we're walking the dog, and this is my house, blah, blah, blah. Like you have a story behind everything. And then, the world comes in and they start telling you everything you can and can't do, or ideas. And like, I just work with all these kids. They're like, I don't know how to draw. What about life? There's so many things that you can do. Like, what's going on in your head, and you have to do like these prompts and stuff before you even have to do like a lot of prompts or anything.
Right.
You have to kind of get people in their feelings to express themselves. And it's a great tool. A lot of people come to the studio, Paint and Sip Studio, 3 Hues. They come and they say, "Oh my gosh, this is so relaxing." And that it's therapy for them. And I actually had I had a customer that she would come every Sunday, and that was her therapy.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a lot of times she would say, I had to get away from my husband today, so that's where I should tell her to contact you.
Like you want to be around your husband. Yes, let's try to help you like your
y'all
husband.
just got married, not even a year.
Yeah.
But it was their therapy, because it takes them away. Nothing in
Right.
the world matters except what's right in front of your face. And you're just creating and doing things your own way.
Yes.
And it's really great to see the interpretation of these different people, like how they do like the same painting a lot of times, or they want to do their own thing, and hey, can I have a little bit of silver, I want to do this, and it's really, you see the person on canvas when they do that. And I think it's really cool. They have these new adult coloring books and stuff.
That has become a big trend.
Yes, it has. And I'm not like, I can't really get into it. I've actually bought one and tried, and like, I like to just create my own thing. They go try to stay in line, but that's for some people. Everything there's still something for everybody,
right?
And if you want something,
your level of creativity,
right? Yeah. And if you just want to stay in the lines and stuff, and that's what you're concentrating on, it takes your mind away, then hey, do that. We had somebody on the show that created their own coloring book, and it was for Texas Children's, and that was their their art therapy for the kids to get their mind off of them being sick.
Right.
In that space,
right.
It kind of takes them away in different drawings, and it was really nice. It was really nice.
That's really
So,
awesome.
yeah.
Do you find? I know this is your show, but do you find that when you work with people, do you notice patterns like in how they create their art and whatever they have going on personally?
I haven't really, with my kids, yes.
Okay.
With my kids, yes. Adults, when they come to the studio, a lot of times they want, I want to create my painting and I want it to look exactly like
Right.
that.
Okay.
And that, can be real stressful. But so you kind of see their mannerisms and how they approach their artwork. So I see that and how
Right.
they do it, and yes, and they want to make it very, fine tuned and you're a perfectionist. And
Right.
you like to be in control
Right.
of everything and you can't let loose, very uptight. Sorry, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. Maybe not. So you can see their approach.
Yeah.
A lot of artwork when I deal with kids, I love them to bring out their, their stories. And like when we go to competition, there's actually a competition that you have to go talk about your artwork. And sometimes, a lot of people, they just say, oh, this is why I put this here and I just put this here because it looked good and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you need to have a story behind your artwork and you need to tell me why you decided to, choose this color instead of this color. You choose these, cool colors because you want it to be more relaxing and, calming to the eye. I actually had this one girl, she actually did this picture. Oh, it's like, I wish I would have brought it. And it was, You're So Emotional. That was the title of the piece. And she had 5 different faces turning up, like all at the same place. It was like up, down, and, angry faces. They didn't have eyes. It was just the outline of the eyes, but no eyeballs. It's a little like translucent, like you can see through. And it was very interesting. And, I made her do a contour. She was like, I had to teach her like contour coloring and things like that. And it was really, just interesting how she put these, these faces together. And it was just all these different emotions that she had within her, but she didn't show it. So, and I remember even in college, I had a student or, fellow student. She was always very happy-go-lucky. I went to Houston Baptist University. And there's a stereotype that goes there. This one girl, she's always, oh, I'm just lovely. And I'm just like, smiling always. Her work looks so demonic. She would do sculptures that had, these faces coming out screaming, and it was always black and, black and bloody, and these yellow eyes glaring at you. And I'm just like, I like you. I don't like looking at your work, honestly, because me, I have a lot of color. I'm definitely a colorist. Everything's really bright, and it's more design oriented. I'm not the like detailed type person like people want me to be, because I was like, can you draw me? But I asked her, like, why do you always do this type of work? And she's like, this is how I get out all my anger through
this
her.
Is why I can
work.
be so happy.
I'm so bubbly and everything like that. So everything that's in me, I get it out through my artwork.
Right.
And it was very interesting, to see that, and I always remember that, because work can be so emotional, it can be so therapeutic. Artwork can be. It just takes the person to want to get into it, or somebody to introduce that person to it. And everybody is an artist. Everybody's an artist. It just takes you to discover that artist in you.
Rediscover, because you had it before. And so we lose it as we grow older.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that. And you just need to smile.
Yes.
Because this portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, our vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifestyle of dental wellness. We are committed to the finest possible oral care and overall oral health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Throughout our commitment to a modern dentistry, continuing education in a friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel as if they're a part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable, but Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today at 713-789-8680. Call them today, Elite Dental Wellness. Put the camera back on to me. Too quick. All right. Anyway, so I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yes.
And we're running out of time. It's like we just kind of let this go, and I could keep talking about this forever. And I was wondering if I can be your friend and talk to you for 9 minutes and 59 seconds.
Anytime.
No. No, I'm kidding. Kind of. But if you guys have questions, you can definitely reach her on all social media platforms. Eboni Harris, M.A. All right.
Eboni.
I. Yeah, no E,
It's an
no
I.
Y. It's an I.
Yes.
It's I. You know, it's up there, right there. You see that? You see it right there, right there, right there?
Yes.
Right there, right there, right there.
Yes.
So you can always contact us if you're listening on iTunes. Press the subscribe button. We're on social all over the place. We're just all over the place. Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher, thesphere.tv. I don't know how you're listening to us or watching us, but you can just subscribe to us like anywhere. But you know what? Till next time. So we're gonna cheers it out. All right,
Glad I got
cheers.
little
We got a little bit left, and I'm gonna sip on this. Yeah. I don't know, like.